Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Master Division in the Monster Marsh Tournament. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also hit that bell button so you get a notification every time there is a new video or a new live stream coming up. If you do want to get updated text guides, yes, they are out with pinpointed information on how to maybe get that extra shot to drop in this tournament. Then you subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Visit also the website golfclashtommy.com, where you can find all types of Golf Clash related content, guides and just pure information. In this playthrough you will be able to see on the right hand side, you can see all the elevation adjustments, and you can see there is a little change, especially for hole number 6, where I play with a slight different elevation than I do on the other in the other divisions. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and we will just get started with the video. So hole number 1, we play with the quarterback, and we play actually with a Centurion Power 3 ball. This shot you can make with Power 3, Power 2, Power 1. The only thing you need to have is Side Spin 3. So a Power 1, 2 or 3 with Side Spin 3 and Wind Resistance 4 would be absolutely perfect. Minimum distance with a 10% over adjustment here. Max side spin to the left, which is 7 bars, and half a bar of backspin. And then we're not gonna do any overpower, any underpower whatsoever, and we're just gonna hit perfect. The thing that you can notice here is that I'm not adjusting 10%, I'm adjusting 5% extra, and therefore I missed the cup on the right. So play with 10%, then you're gonna be fine. The difference between 5% and 10% is approximately half a ring with approximately half a ring with the quarterback, and that's what we basically missed with. So now we play on hole number 2, and now we're going to change, playing with a Centurion. Here you can obviously also play with a Power 4 ball if you want to, but I like the Centurion to reduce the wind a little bit more, and especially for the second shot. Red ring by the rough line, starting at plus 3 yard mark. That's obviously going to be different if you have a club that is Apocalypse 4 or maybe Extra Mile 8 or a Thor's Hammer. Apocalypse 5, 6 and 7, we start at plus 3. Max top spin, and then we're gonna have 3 bars side spin to the left, and then we're gonna go with a little bit of curl to the left, combined with around 75% of overpower. Hard to judge, but it's important that you do go more on the high side. Better to go with more overpower than going with too little, as we just want to get it over there on the left hand side. Now for the second shot, we play this one 10% extra as well, just as the drive. And we're gonna play with max side spin to the right and 1 bar of backspin. Leave the ball guideline a little short, but as you could see, I'm aiming with my ball guideline to be on the left side of the pin, which is obviously not something I want you to do. I want you to aim straight at the pin and then adjust from there. This is a very tough par 4 to get an eagle on, and this will most likely take a little time before we dial this one in, but obviously aiming directly at the pin here would have made this shot being a little bit closer than what it was. Hole number 3, now we're going for green. Super weird to be able to do that on a par 5, but yes, we will. Stretch out your adjustment so the white ring on the right side is falling down into the bunker. Then we're going to go with approximately 1.5 ball of curl outside the adjustment ring to the left, and it's gonna be max overpower, and we're going to go 3 bars of side spin to the left. The thing that's going to happen here though is, like with an Apocalypse 7, you have a big advantage over other players, but even if you have an Apocalypse level 5 or level 6, you're still going to do that shot, because in a worst case scenario, you're going to leave yourself up for either a rough iron or a wedge or a short iron towards the pin. Hole number 4, 20% extra. Once again, a par 4 where we can go for green. Stretch out your target so either the red ring or the yellow ring is against the rough line to the left. Then you adjust the 20%, push up your target into max, and then you're gonna go with a little bit of overpower, not much. I'm using 6.5 bar backspin combined with as much side spin to the left possible. And I would say if you're having Apocalypse 5 and below, use a Thor's Hammer, because the backspin is very, very important here. And if you have an Apocalypse 6 or 7, those are the 2 clubs that you're gonna play with, obviously. Land it on green, take the putt and make the eagle. Hole number 5, this is a very interesting and a fun hole for me. I play with a power 2 ball, a turkey ball, arrow ball, or a rugby ball like this one, drop kick ball. Playing max distance, 4 bars topspin, 2.5 bars side spin to the left, or in other words, max side spin to the left with a side spin 1 ball. We want to get this ball up to around 350 to 360 yards. That's the aiming point. So 352, that's fine. Now for the second shot, we are going to play with 2.5 bar side spin. Once again, that's maximum with a side spin 1 ball. And then we're going to go with all from 0 to 1 to 1.5 bar topspin, depending on how much ball guideline we need to go. We want to aim very close there to the fairway and just clip the rough at the top. We adjust from this position without any elevation whatsoever, and we're gonna go for the rough bump. Rough bump here is gonna be, in my opinion, the best way to get an albatross in this hole. And if we wouldn't have over adjusted just slightly, we would be getting that one for a nice little albatross. You can obviously play with whatever type of ball there if you don't have a turkey ball. Hole number 6, sorry, no movement method. Don't touch your target. 3 bars backspin, 2 bars side spin to the right, and then you're gonna adjust 1 to 1. And this is not a bulletproof adjustment that will give you the hole-in-one all the time, but it will get you close, and it will also get you the hole-in-one many of the times. For those of you that do want to get the elevation for this one, it's 15% medium distance, but it's 1 to 1 that I'm playing with. 1 to 1 adjustment, don't move your target. Hole number 7, now we go for green once again with this tailwind. Now we're gonna stretch out our target, so as you can see, the yellow ring being just there by the rough line in outstretched position. Max side spin to the right with 4.5 bar. Don't go with more than 4.5 bars. And 3.5 bar backspin if you have wind that is above 15.5 miles per hour. If you have a wind that is below 15.5 miles per hour, you go with 3 bars backspin instead with the same type of shot. And that will give you a nice way to get to the green for a safe eagle. Hole number 8. Here I only have a suggestion with a Wind 5 Power 0 ball. Wind 5 Power 1 ball is still an option here. Wind 5 Power 2 is gonna get you in between clubs. Half of the blue ring inside the rough there with 3.8 bars backspin. Aim for the hole. Then we're gonna play minimum distance with a 10% over adjustment. And very important that you are centered in the adjustment ring here. And you know, this is not going to be in all the time, but it's definitely gonna be either close or it's going to get in. And we love when the camera does like that, when it's a little bit zoomed out and it turns around, then we know it's gonna be close. And lovely little hole-in-one. Hole number 9, par 5, and we're gonna play with a power 4 ball. It's gonna be either like this type of, like this Champions 100 ball, but it's also the same as a Kingmaker X. I want you to have at least a side spin 2 ball, like the athlete ball, the open ball, or dead ball, or you know, Kingmaker X ball, or this Champions 100 ball. And we then want to have the side spin 3. We adjust for 10%, and we push up our target into max top spin, 3 bar side spin to the right. And then we're gonna go with all from 50 to 100% overpower. It all depends on how aggressive you want to play your drive. Some of you might just want to get it over. Some of you might want to push it as hard as I'm doing here, so we leave ourselves up with a long iron instead of a wood club. Because now we're either going to play with a long iron or we're going to play with a wood club. I'm going to go for the rough bump. You don't have to do that. I know it might look scary, but I'm going to go for the rough bump as I feel confident in my adjustment skill. I'm going to aim for the hole here with max side spin right and a little bit of top spin. Here, once again, the ball guideline is deciding the top spin or the spin overall. If I do need more top spin, then I'm going to use more top spin. The only tweak that I would like to do is to actually deliberately move my ball guideline to be approximately half a green square to the right of the pin. So, because with the tailwind here, it's gonna push us and we're gonna miss to the left. If you don't feel confident with the rough bump, you play on the right side of the rough with side spin to the left and just do a normal shot towards the pin. Nothing extra for elevation for shot number 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have the playthrough for Master. Hope you're gonna learn something, hope you're gonna do well. Let me know in the comment section below if you do have any questions. And I cannot stress that enough, if you do want to have detailed adjustment or instruction for your adjustments, then you subscribe to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and I want to wish you the best of luck in the Monster Marsh Tournament.